ArsenalFanTV. Mo, I think I know already what you're going to say about the performance tonight. I mean, it weren't good.
No, it wasn't good. You know, first half, again, I was thinking echoes of what I said against United. But look, you know, second half, I actually thought we came out and we played as though we wanted to win the game. You know, I think it's important to remember that we are playing very slick opposition, you know, in PSG. They're not the kind of the European elite in terms of Barcelona, Real, Bayern Munich, but then that next tier down, they are very good. And even though they had quite a few players missing, you can tell that they've got a style at that club. They've got a way of playing, and they are very, very slick. When they get the ball and they're in a rhythm, it's very hard to get the ball off them, very hard to disrupt them. First half, I don't think we did it very well, but in the second half, I think we came out and you know, that word that I used against United on the weekend, courage. I think we actually played with a bit of courage in the second half, and we did try to knock on the door, and we were playing a very, very decent outfit. I actually think the second half performance today, not that it was good, no, let's not get that kind of like mixed up or anything, but it was acceptable. And had we played our second half performance, had we actually put a performance out like that against United, against mediocre opposition like United, we would have beaten them, you know, in my opinion. And against PSG, it was enough to secure what I think was a fair result in a draw. We got a lucky goal, they got a lucky goal. Wasn't really much quality from us, but you know, ultimately I think it was a fair result.
And ultimately that means that we're going to end up with one of, well, not might avoid them, but we could end up with one of them big boys again, Barcelona's, you know, one of them teams which we really wanted to avoid this time around.
Yeah, we did. We avoided it when we drew Monaco and still got knocked out. I mean, listen, the way I see it, if Arsenal perform effectively and at the level that we know we can, then we'll be fine against just about any team, bar, you know, 2 or 3 in the whole of Europe. So I don't really care who we play as long as we go out and play proper football. If we draw Monaco again, for example, who knocked out Tottenham, by the way. Anyway, if we draw Monaco again and put in the same sort of performance that we put in against United, we'll get knocked out. It's more about, I don't care who we really get. It'd be nice to get a team that we're more confident against, then, you know, the odds are going to be in our favour. But as long as we go out and play proper football that we know we can play, that's what's more important to me. And we're not in that vein of form at the moment.
Yeah, what's gone wrong with our performances? I mean, we were flying, we smashed up Chelsea, we were playing good football. But all of a sudden, I mean, again tonight, 1 shot on target in the whole game. That's 2 games in a row. Arsenal. Yeah. That's unheard of.
It's not very good. It's almost like when we battered Chelsea, we kind of gave them the talent with it. You know, it was they've gone on and they're looking brilliant now. And I don't know what's going on with us. A lot of people are saying it's Cazorla. It's hard to argue with that. You know, he's brilliant, and I wouldn't say he's underrated. You know, people know how good he is, but maybe at times he's underappreciated. And I think we are missing him. His transition from like deep in the pitch is absolutely brilliant on either foot. You know, I remember at one point in the season, I think it was against Watford, he went up to take a corner and then changed his mind to take it with his other foot. You know, and that just gives you a little glimpse of his quality. And at this level of football, you know, you delay a pass for a second, you kind of knock it onto the right foot for 1 second, and then all of a sudden the angles change, the opportunity goes. And Cazorla's just got that ability to really keep that play ticking along. And I do think we are missing him. Hector's obviously a big miss as well. But look, you know, I'm going to ask you today, right? You've done a few interviews so far. Who's a scapegoat today, Robbie?
Well, Ramsey.
Ramsey's
been getting it today.
Now listen, people watching this, just consider for 1 second, right? Last week, Ramsey was playing left wing. How many games has Ramsey played for Arsenal on the left wing? 1, as far as I can remember, and that was against, you know, United or Trafford away. Not exactly an easy place to go. And then how many times has he actually played centre mid, you know, his favourite position this season? You know, or even look at the last 2 months, even like the last couple of seasons.
I didn't think he played that bad tonight. He
wasn't good. He was all right.
He wasn't great, but he wasn't the worst.
Are we really, as Arsenal fans, expecting Ramsey to come in, playing in his preferred position for, you know, you can count it on 1 hand maybe this season, you can count it on 2 hands over the course of the last 12 months, how many times he's played in his preferred position in centre mid. Are we really expecting him to come in?
Well, Troops is. He went in hard on him.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Look, you know, there's a lot of characters, a lot of people that speak on this channel, and some of them will be less forgiving, others will be more forgiving, and I will forgive Aaron Ramsey for it, because I'm not going to expect him to come in and set the house on fire, you know, playing in his favourite position on his first game against very, very slick opposition. If this was against, you know, Ludogorets, for example, I'd expect a little bit more, even if it was his first game. But we've got to give him a bit of time to establish a bit of rhythm. He wasn't very good today. There was a moment in the 57th minute where he got the ball, we won it on the right, we got the ball, and without even thinking, he played it backwards. And Alexis' reaction, he went ballistic at him. He knows, you know, he's getting an earful from his teammates as well. He knows that he needs to step it up a little bit. But look, right, we're supporters. It's his first game. Let's remember that. Let's give him a bit of support. Let's back him a little bit. It's all we can do. And we know there's a player in there. People say, I'll get rid of him, and they take the piss out of him. You know, we know what he did for 6 months, you know, a couple of seasons ago. He was on fire. That hasn't disappeared. We saw it at the Euros again. There's one hell of a player in there. Give him your support, give him your backing, and judge him at a time when it's appropriate. Not in his first game, you know, when he's playing in his proper position.
Cool. It's the Black Friday sale here on ArsenalFanTV. You can get things like this t-shirt here, or even this Mesut Ozil one. All of them reduced for Black Friday throughout the weekend at AFTVstore.com.